I've helped thousands of people reach their fitness goals. And there's one thing that's in common. Well, actually, there's three things. There's three secrets in order to get in good shape. So this video that you're about to watch is from a seminar that I did for our clients where I go in detail on each of the three secrets. So stay tuned. 3 is probably the best one. There's 3 secrets to reaching your goals. All right, so before we get started, these are not our clients. That's Chris Pratt. That's I forget what AC Slater. That's all I know him. What's his name? Mario
Lopez.
Yeah, thank you. And then there's just some random people I found here. But when we talk about goals, right? Like I showed pictures of me and being skinny and wanting to gain muscle and changing my body and blah blah blah. To show you guys like, hey, I don't have the best genetics in the world and I had to fight every day to get to where I am today. But when I talk about goals, it's not just about how you look. It's about the things that you're going to be able to do. Are you going to be able to keep up with the kids? Are you going to be able to do the things like this lady's like kayaking? Like if you have an aspiration to do things like that, those are the goals. Like we have to think way beyond just our waistline. Like, maybe you want to wear a two-piece when you go to the beach or on vacation, or, maybe you want to be able to keep up with the kids or go mountain climbing. I don't know. I mean, whatever your goals and aspirations are in life, this is the secrets to reaching that. The physique stuff is just a plus that happens along the way. So like I said, like I didn't mean to inspire my son to be a bodybuilder, and I would yell at him if he actually wanted to be a bodybuilder because I wanted to be more than a bodybuilder. But the fact that he notices those things is cool. Like, and it's a good thing that I'm able to help him. But I'm a dad. I'm a young, active dad with him. I play sports with him. I run around with my kids. I'm like a big kid with them. And that's because fitness is able to keep me young and able to do these things that I might not always be able to do. So the goal is to fight the aging process the entire time. And some people who are on here right now have probably experienced that. They've lost a bunch of body fat, a bunch of weight, and now they're able to do way more with their kids. Like that's the goal. I mean, I want you guys to take 2 minutes right now and just seriously think about, aside from how you look, right? Because that's just, like I said, that's the plus that comes, right? That comes with it. But aside from that stuff, what is it that you actually want? What is the goal? Do you want to wear a bathing suit again without a shirt on? Do you want to wear a two-piece bathing suit? Do you want to go skydiving? Do you want to have more energy? Like those are the most important goals. Do you want to be more flexible? Do you want to be stronger? Do you want to be able to wrestle with your kids? Like think about those goals. Take a minute, think about them. If you have paper and pen, write them down. Because those are the things that are going to motivate you when you don't want to do it. Like I said, I'll talk about me again. I was so self-conscious of being skinny. And I just didn't want to feel that way anymore. And I never want to feel that way again. So for me, my motivation to do this every single day is that picture of me cutting the cake as a kid with the little arms and the baggy shirt and the 2 t-shirts to hide everything because I was skin and bone. So what's that motivation to you? So hopefully you wrote that down. If you wrote that down, highlight it, circle it, because that's going to be the thing that's going to keep you moving. All right. So overcome number 1, what workouts should I do? Right? People get confused on what they need to be doing, which workout should I be doing. For those of you that come to us, you know already what to do because we have it all laid out for you. But people are confused. They don't know. We talk to people all the time. So, you ask people, okay, well, what are you doing right now to get to your goals workout-wise? Oh, I have weights in my house and I work out at home. And this is literally what they do, right? That's not enough to get you to where you got to go. We did that during the 2021 when everyone else was stuck inside. That was a little different because you had to do what you had to do. But aside from that, this is not going to get you to where you need to go. So what workouts should you be doing, right? What's the, do you need to be doing this program or that program, or shiny object syndrome? Your friend comes to you and says, hey, I started doing this. You should do that too because I lost 20 pounds doing that, right? So what should you be doing? So the secret number 1 here is the hack for success. And that is the difference between training and working out. Now, for those of you that might not sound like much, like what does that mean? Like if I'm working out, aren't I training? But no, there's a very, very different thing with each one of those, right? So what does that mean? Working out is just random workouts, random things. There's no direction. There's like, you're not trying to get better. You're just, okay, I'm working out just to work out. You're just checking the box. So maybe you do, one day you do, I don't know, P90X one day, another day you go to the gym, another day you go to F45. Like, yes, you're active, right? You're doing these things, but that's working out. There's no feedback or no way to measure improvement. But when you're training, right, it's a carefully like built out program to good form and exercise execution. The training program has a specific goal that is moving you in the direction that you need to go. There's a specific plan for every workout. So every workout you need to do X, or every workout X happens. Okay, and there's constant feedback when you're training. We have our app and the trainers in the gym that constantly give you the feedback so we can tweak things to get you moving in the right direction. Everything that we do is for a reason. So I'll put this in an example again. If I go back to my pictures earlier on, in the beginning, I was just working out. I randomly do some barbell stuff with my little bench. I would do the Bowflex workout. I would go to the gym. Like it was all random. There was no rhyme or reason behind it. And then if I fast forward to after I did my first show and I started understanding this, I started planning out my workout routines. All right, this workout has a reason why I'm doing it. And every one of those, and you saw the difference in my physique every single time because I got better at properly planning my training. So more training equals better, faster, and safer results for you. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so again, we make this very simple for you guys. We create the workout, you show up, we track everything. But we track everything through our app, right? We tried with you guys, and some of you who are OGs, who've been with us for a while, know this. We tried giving you guys clipboards. I don't know if any of you are in here remember the clipboards, but we tried giving you guys clipboards to write out your workout. We tried keeping a folder for every person. Wasn't working. We tried giving journals out to people. Wasn't working. So we invested in tech and we put our workout on tech. And this is finally the one thing that has gotten everybody to actually begin training the right way, because now we're able to keep track of their weights. Literally, like we said, you start the workout, plug in your weights. We know what you did, and we can craft better programs for you because of that. Kind of what I just said here, your custom program is built on our app so we can track your progress and make educated decisions based on your progress. And again, like I said, we could plan out future trainings to make it better and get you better results faster. No guessing. And that's the main thing, is you never want to be guessing. If you're asking yourself, like if you were to go into AB Fitness right now, well, no one would be there right now because everyone's on here, but if you were to go in there tomorrow and ask Brianna or Greg or Laura or anything, hey, why are we doing this chest workout? What in this workout are we doing? Why are we doing this bench press here? We have the answer to tell you. Whereas if you go to other places or other gyms or CrossFit or this or that, it's random. Like they can't answer that question. We can. And you never want to be guessing. You never want to put yourself in a place where you feel like this doesn't make sense why I'm doing this. You never want to be guessing. All right. So overcome number 2. This is the one that I see all the time. I need to do cardio. People will argue with me constantly about cardio. Oh, I know, I just need to do cardio. My body's different. I need cardio. No, you don't need cardio. You're not a special snowflake. No one is. Your body doesn't defy the law of thermodynamics. You don't need to do cardio to get results. It's just that simple. But I'm going to explain this in a second. So if we go back again to my pictures, I probably should have flashed my embarrassing pictures here. But my first contest, I lost a lot of muscle. I took my body fat and all that stuff, the charts and everything. But I lost a lot of muscle my first contest because I dieted too severely, meaning I just ate healthy and eat very low calorie, like a lot of people do in the beginning. They just want to eat healthy and they think that they need to eat 1,000 calories every day. I did that, and I was doing cardio for 2 hours every day. Brutal, 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 brutal. I got to where I got to go, but it was brutal. But again, cardio is not necessary, and I'm going to explain. So cardio isn't the answer. It just says that. It just said that. So let's talk about the formula for actually getting to where you got to go. So 70% of your results are going to come from your nutrition. 70. That's huge. That's a big, big number. But unfortunately, I didn't write how any of this is supposed to go. This is just what your body does. And I know how to break the rules and get you better results. So it's not like, I wish it was the other way around. I wish it was the more you worked out, the better your results were, because I would be in probably a lot better shape. But, and probably with a lot of other people too. I wish it was that easy. And like I said, I wish it was that easy in the beginning, where if I just ate protein and worked out, I would change the way I looked, but it didn't, right? So 70% is going to come from your diet. 28% of it is going to come from lifting weights, which is not lifting weights in your house or doing Zumba. This is actually progressive strength training, bench press, squats, deadlifts, those types of movements. And the cardio only makes up 2%. Cardio is very, very good for your heart, lungs, and all that stuff. I'm not trying to disagree with that. But if you do lifting correctly, if you do, most of you guys on here are clients, but if you guys did the workout that I put together last month, where the reps on legs were like 25 reps on squats and this and that, that's like cardio. Your heart is pumping when you do stuff like that. But so there's ways around training your heart and all that other stuff to get the benefits of cardio in it. There's ways around it. You don't have to glue yourself to an elliptical, a Peloton, or all those other things. So this is the formula for success, whether you like it or not, right? That is the formula. That's what your body sees. So like I said, 70% will come from your nutrition. So in order to lose body fat and tone up, we got to pay attention to your diet. Cardio, when you do cardio, you just burn calories. So you're not actually getting to the root of the problem, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. I don't want to jump ahead here. But when you do a lot of cardio, it increases what's called cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone in your body. When cortisol levels are high, it actually signals to your body to, one, make you hungry, and two, to break down muscle. So if you break down muscle, you're going to be less lean. And the next point is increased cardio increases hunger, which causes you to eat more calories, which is exactly what happened to me at the end of my first contest, because I restricted myself so much, I did so much, and I literally ate to the point of throwing up. So that's not good. Muscle is the only thing that burns fat. Muscle is the only thing that changes your metabolism. So muscle is metabolic currency. So you need to get into the gym and make a deposit today. So if you want to have a better metabolism as you age, as you get older, if you want to speed up your metabolism, fix things, you have to make deposits in the metabolism bank. And you do that by weight training and lifting weights. Too much cardio burns muscle. Less muscle equals a slower metabolism. I've explained this 100 times, but repetition is the mother of success. So this is the formula to change things permanently. So we got to weight train, kind of what I just said. We got to get to the root of the problem. We got to lift weights. And when I say lift weights, again, I'm not talking about the little blue dumbbell. I'm talking about challenging yourself and pushing yourself to new levels. If you worked out with just the barbell today and you did like the barbell and a little bit of weight the next time, you have literally forced progress to your body. Your body has to respond to that. But if you just randomly work out in your house with the blue dumbbells, yeah, you might sweat, and yeah, you're working out, but that's not training. Training is when you're actually consistently adding to the bar and building that up and up and up. And this is like in the beginning, if I went back to my original pictures, like I first started working out, I couldn't even squat 100 pounds. When I won the competition, I squatted close to 600. It took me a lot of time to get there, but my body had to change to get there. And I'm not saying you have to squat 600 pounds, but some of the most successful clients on here, and one of them comes to mind, is Anna. Anna first started, she couldn't even pick up the trap bar off the floor. That's how little muscle she had. Now she's doing over her body weight on the trap bar. And her body had to change to compensate for that. So that's what I'm talking about. Again, it's if you have an injury or things like that and you're worried about like lifting weights and stuff, these are all things that we can work around, and every person is literally different. So as long as you're able to push yourself and train correctly, building up over time, you're going to change things. So now by doing that, we're adding this to the way our metabolism works. When we put on muscle mass, our body changes. It changes the way we digest foods. It literally handles everything that we do differently. So when we put muscle on, our bodies change the way we digest foods. Most of it goes toward building muscle now, and it speeds up your metabolic rate, meaning that you're burning more calories at rest. So the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is going to be. So hopefully that makes sense. It changes the way your body handles food, and it changes how many resting calories you're burning. So muscle is very important. If you just say, oh, okay, and I've heard this one before too, which always makes me laugh, is, oh, I want to lose weight, so I'm just going to do a bunch of cardio so I could just lose the weight first, and then I'll go to the gym. That's a recipe for disaster, because if you do cardio like that, you're just going to burn off the muscle. You're going to start with less of a metabolism and a slower metabolism, and it's not going to be good. So when you combine all these things together, this is when you actually achieve the lean results that you want and the body that you want, and then that goal that we circled earlier. All right, so again, this is a perfect analogy for all this. You want to work smart. You don't just want to work hard and, just, oh, I did this. I showed you guys the pictures. I was working hard. I was going to the gym 6 days a week. I was doing all this cardio and all this other stuff, and it was getting nowhere. And I was this guy right here, the middle guy, hustling too hard, just swinging away, trying to get to where I got to go. I was at the verge where this lady was of giving up. Like, this is frustrating. Why am I wasting my time doing this? Like, I was constantly like, this guy's sitting here telling me that I can't have rice. I have to have a sweet potato because the sweet potato is going to change the way my body looks. It didn't even make sense to me. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So it wasn't until, like I said, I started to educate myself and learn the AB fitness method that, I was able to actually change things. So hustling too hard, I consider people who do cardio to get to their goals. They're pounding on. I mean, guys, how many people do you know that those people who run all the time, or they go to the gym consistently, but they never change the way they look? Never. I make progress year after year, and I'm no spring chicken. I'm not a young 18-year-old kid anymore, and I still am able to make progress year after year after year. And that's because I'm working smart. So by joining AB Fitness Center, you're working smarter, not working harder. The goal is to change the way your body looks, not to work out more. It was funny. I got into, like, not an argument, but I was talking to somebody over the phone, and I'm like, oh yeah, the sessions were only 30 minutes. And the lady was like, 30 minutes? That's not enough time to get in shape. And my response to her was, well, is your goal to work out more, or is your goal to get in shape? And it, like, completely stopped, like, what she was saying, because she thought about what I said, and she's like, wow, you're right. It's not about working out more. So if you're going to the gym 6 days a week now and you're not getting results, what does that tell you? You're working too hard. You're not working smart enough. All right. Overcome number 3. Which method do I follow? You got keto. You do keto. Your friend lost 20 pounds doing keto, so keto must work, right? You do keto. Your other friend goes to Orange Theory. Getting great results at Orange Theory. Do I go to Orange Theory? Or Oprah's always losing Oprah's always losing weight and gaining weight back, but you don't talk about the gaining weight back. She's always losing weight. But Weight Watchers, right? Weight Watchers, another thing. A lot of people do Weight Watchers. It's exactly the way it works. I mean, people get results doing that, right? Well, what about that thing in the corner of your house? Peloton that holds your clothes up. Pretty expensive clothing rack, right? Then you have this diet, which makes me laugh, the Optivia diet. This diet really makes me laugh. It's like $500 a month. They give you shakes, and you have like one meal a day with like protein and vegetables, and the calories don't change. I had a guy who was close to 300 pounds who was training with me at the time, and him and his wife were doing the diet. And I said, okay, so how many calories are you on versus, how many is she on? He's like, oh no, it's the same. I said, how much does your wife weigh? I don't mean to like pry, but how much does your wife weigh? He's like, oh, she's like, 160. I'm like, okay, so she's 160, you're 300, you guys are taking the same calories. Does that make sense to you? Anyway, you have F45, which is the most garbage I've ever seen training, like not the training itself, but like the programming. Like we talk about the programming. I could tell you why we have bench press as the second exercise in our routine for the month. Theirs is literally random. They like spin a wheel, and that's how they come up with the workout. Then you have the other trainers, right? You have maybe an online trainer, you have a trainer at Crunch, trainer here, trainer there. Someone that maybe just got certified who is not under the wing of AB Fitness Center and maybe gets their stuff from a magazine. I could say all this stuff because I did that. I worked at a Gold's Gym and I was running a staff of trainers, and my job was just to hire as many trainers as I can. There was one trainer who would go into the magazines, get like the workout, would rip the workout out and carry the clipboard with the workouts on it from the magazine and would go around doing the workouts with people. Extremely frustrating. That's why it allows me to talk about these things with you guys today, because that will never happen because all of our trainers are trained by me. All right, so how did this happen? You get in good shape, right? Maybe you try one of those other methods and you get there and you get in good shape, right? But then you can't do it anymore. Something happens along the way and you just kind of give up. And you turn around and you're heavier. You're like, well, how did this happen? Why did this happen? So many people get results really, really quickly. And they think they could do it on their own. We see it all the time. A 12-week transformation, right? People come in. I hate them. This is why we don't do them. This is why they are not a regular part of our marketing calendar. I hate them because it gives people the wrong idea. Yes, it's a good jumpstart for some people, and I agree with that. But some people do a 12-week challenge and then think they could do it on their own and stop and don't. And they just fall right back into the habits that they've had before. And I'll use myself as an example. My first contest, I went really hard for 12 weeks because I was getting on stage in a banana hammock, as the saying goes, right? I had to go hard. I was getting on stage in front of people. So I didn't need anything. I wasn't tempted to do anything. As soon as the contest was over, 20 pounds came on overnight. 20. So it's because you didn't build up the skills and habits long enough to have results stick. There was another picture. I did a contest, later on. I showed the one with the medal, but there was another one that I did. And I was significantly leaner in this one, significantly leaner. I dieted for more time, but there was no difference in the diet that I did before and no difference in the diet I did after, because I built up the skills and habits long term. And again, now that I have those skills and those habits, they just keep compounding over time, and I get better and better and better results year after year. And like I said, I'm not a spring chicken, and I'm still getting the results that I want, and I want the same for you. And again, like I said, fitness is a lifelong habit and pursuit. You need to check the box every day. And how do we kind of build those habits, right? Now, you're already at a disadvantage. All of us, not just you listening to this, but me, Laura, everyone else on here is at a disadvantage. These are our early ancestors, right? The early cavemen, whatever you want to call them, cavemen and women. These are our early ancestors, right? So genetically, our bodies are engineered for gaining weight, right? Because in the past, right, Barney and Fred Rubble, they used to have to hunt for their food, right? So there'd be days when there was no deer or whatever they would eat around to catch. So they would go through these periods of kind of starvation. It was like normal. It was totally normal to do that. So genetically, this is where we came from. So genetically, our bodies don't want to lose weight. Our bodies want to do the opposite of that. So the history of starvation that shaped our genes results in our metabolism that is programmed to gain weight whenever possible, because it never knows when we're going to get our next meal. So it never knew when Fred was going to come home with Dino on the table to eat, right? It never knew. And the crazy part of this whole thing is we have this primal instinct to eat, because it's just part of we have to eat like every other animal does. We have to eat. But problem is that when we eat, there's no signal to tell you to stop, right? Because again, genetically, we never knew when our next meal was going to come. Now our next meal is literally a tap on your phone away. And this brings me to my next point: calories everywhere. the McDonald's started, I believe, this picture could be totally wrong. I don't know, but it's just visual representation, so you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. But McDonald's had started, I think it was 1955. It could be wrong, could be earlier, whatever. But this was the size of like the burger in the beginning, right? It's like the basic cheeseburger in the beginning. And if you look at the size now, it's like 3 times the size. It's 3 times the amount of calories. I think when McDonald's had started, it was the same amount of calories as a Happy Meal is now. That's the calories in the hamburger then when it started. Now the calories are like 3 times the size. So you're telling me that genetically our bodies are predispositioned to store fat and we have a high drive to eat a lot. This doesn't sound good. This is a recipe for disaster. So we're already at a disadvantage. So, which brings me to my secret number 3 here. The hidden key to getting lifelong results. It's education. Now, I could give somebody a workout plan. I could write the best workout program in the world, all right? And I could give it to you. And there's the fish. There's that old saying. You give a man a fish, he eats for a day. So that's a big fish. That's a little girl, right? Well, I don't have a little girl, but you get my point, right? That's a big fish for that one person. But that girl is going to eat probably for a week with that fish, right? And now I want to take you under my wing here and teach you how to fish so you never need me to give you the fish. All right? That's important. So how do I do that? I do that with education. So this process begins right away as soon as you sign up at AB Fitness Center because you get access to our nutrition course. I think there's like 40 something modules in there that I put together on nutrition, teaching you everything, right? In addition to that, you get that free. I sell that for about $1,000, right? You get that for free. You have access to a private Facebook group. I'm always sharing content. I probably put out, the amount of content I put out a week is a lot. So you guys should be consuming everything that I put out because it's designed to teach you something. I did one the other day on how to blunt hunger when you're hungry. Pay attention to that. Write that stuff down. Save that stuff. You know, give it a like. Throw a comment in there. That helps like the little algorithm on YouTube. But you can get the idea. Like it starts right away. It doesn't start, you know, all right, a week later. It starts right away because this is a lifelong process. And I want to educate you and show you how to do this correctly and teach you how to fish.
If you enjoyed this, drop a like, a comment, and if you are looking for a coach and a nutritionist, visit our profile. We would love to help you out today.